Imagine standing beside a quiet lake just before sunrise. The water is perfectly still, reflecting the sky like a mirror. Then someone tosses a small stone into the lake. Ripples spread in every direction. The water hasn't disappeared, it has simply been disturbed. Our minds are much like that lake. Stress, fear, disappointment, anger, and constant distractions create endless ripples. We begin to believe that peace has left us. But the truth is this: peace was never gone. Like the still water beneath the ripples, it has always been waiting beneath the surface of your thoughts.
This raises an important question. If peace cannot be guaranteed by success, possessions, or perfect circumstances, then where does it come from? The answer may be much closer than we think. Welcome to Mindful Moments, discovering inner peace and wisdom. Today, we begin a journey that countless seekers, philosophers, monks, and ordinary people have walked throughout history, a journey back to ourselves. Imagine standing beside a peaceful lake early in the morning. The sun has not fully risen, and the water is perfectly still. It reflects the mountains, the trees, and the sky with remarkable clarity. Every detail is visible because the surface is calm. Now imagine someone gently tossing a stone into that lake. Ripples spread outward in every direction. The reflection becomes distorted. The water seems restless. Did the lake lose its ability to reflect? No. It was simply disturbed for a while. Our minds are much like that lake. Every worry, disappointment, fear, argument, regret, and endless stream of distractions sends another ripple across the surface of our awareness. Before long, we begin to believe that peace has disappeared. But peace has not disappeared. It has only been hidden beneath the movement of our thoughts. One of the greatest misunderstandings about inner peace is believing that it means living without problems. Many people imagine peaceful individuals never experience stress, sadness, anger, or disappointment. Nothing could be further from the truth. Inner peace is not the absence of life's storms. It is the ability to remain grounded while those storms pass through. Think about a mighty oak tree during a strong wind. Its branches sway, its leaves flutter, and sometimes a few limbs may even break. Yet the roots remain firmly planted in the earth. The tree survives because of what lies beneath the surface. We are no different. Our roots are found in awareness, compassion, patience, and understanding. When we strengthen these qualities, life may still challenge us, but it no longer defines us. Many ancient traditions understood this truth. Buddhist teachings remind us that much of our suffering comes from clinging to expectations, possessions, identities, and outcomes. We want life to unfold according to our plans, and when it doesn't, frustration follows. Stoic philosophers taught something remarkably similar. They encouraged people to focus on what they could control, their thoughts, choices, and actions, while accepting that many external events will always remain beyond their influence. Though these traditions developed in different cultures and centuries apart, they point toward the same timeless wisdom. Peace begins within. This does not mean withdrawing from the world or pretending that difficulties do not exist. Rather, it means learning how to meet each moment with greater clarity instead of constant resistance. Consider how often we replay the past. Perhaps we relive conversations we wish had gone differently. We carry regrets over mistakes we cannot undo. We revisit painful memories as though thinking about them one more time might somehow change them. Then, just as quickly, the mind races toward the future. What if I fail? What if things get worse? What if I never become who I hope to be? Without realizing it, we spend very little time living in the only place where life actually happens, the present moment. Imagine reading a beautiful book while constantly worrying about the final chapter. You would miss the story unfolding before your eyes. Life is much the same. Every sunrise, every conversation, every deep breath, every act of kindness is happening now. The present moment is not simply another point in time. It is the doorway through which peace quietly enters our lives. As we continue this journey together, we'll explore practical ways to quiet the mind, release unnecessary burdens, cultivate gratitude, and rediscover the calm that has always existed beneath the surface. Inner peace is not reserved for monks living on mountaintops or people with perfect lives. It is available to anyone willing to pause, breathe, and begin looking inward. And perhaps today, that journey begins with you. Now that we understand that inner peace is something we cultivate rather than something we chase, the next question becomes, how do we begin? The journey toward inner peace does not require a complete change of your life. You do not need to move to a secluded mountain, meditate for hours every day, or wait for the perfect moment to begin. Inner peace is built through small, intentional choices that gradually transform the way we think, feel, and respond to life. Let's explore 7 timeless practices that can help you discover the peace that already exists within you. The first practice, slow down. Our modern world encourages constant movement. We rush through breakfast, hurry to work, scroll endlessly through our phones, and fill every quiet moment with noise. We have become so accustomed to being busy that we often mistake busyness for purpose. Yet peace cannot be rushed. Imagine trying to admire a beautiful flower while sprinting past it. You may notice its color, but you'll miss its fragrance, its delicate petals, and the quiet beauty it offers. Life is the same way. When we slow down, we begin to notice the simple gifts that have always surrounded us, a child's laughter, the warmth of sunlight on our face, the sound of birds greeting the morning, or the comfort of a deep, steady breath. Slowing down is not laziness. It is an act of awareness. The second practice, observe your thoughts without becoming them. Have you ever noticed how quickly the mind creates stories? A friend doesn't reply to a message, and suddenly we think they must be upset with us. A mistake at work convinces us we're not good enough. A single criticism outweighs 10 compliments. The mind is constantly producing thoughts, but not every thought is true. Imagine sitting beside a river. Leaves float past on the surface of the water. Some are large, some are small, and some move quickly while others drift slowly downstream. Your thoughts are like those leaves. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to hold on to them. You can simply watch them come and go. This simple shift changes everything. Instead of saying, I am anxious, you begin to notice, I am experiencing anxious thoughts. Instead of believing every worry, you become the observer rather than the prisoner of your mind. That awareness creates space. And within that space, peace begins to grow. The third practice, practice gratitude every day. The human mind has a remarkable ability to focus on what is missing. We notice the one thing we lack instead of the many blessings we already possess. Gratitude gently redirects our attention. It reminds us that abundance often exists in ordinary moments. Perhaps it's the roof over your head. A friend who listens. A meal shared with family. The ability to walk. The opportunity to learn. Even the simple miracle of another sunrise. When we intentionally appreciate these gifts, our hearts begin to soften. Gratitude doesn't erase life's difficulties. It simply reminds us that beauty exists alongside them. The fourth practice, learn to let go. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. At first, it might not seem too difficult. But after days, months, or years, the weight becomes exhausting. Many of us carry invisible backpacks filled with resentment, guilt, disappointment, regret, and fear. We continue carrying burdens that no longer serve us. Letting go is not forgetting. It is not pretending that painful experiences never happened. It is choosing not to allow yesterday's pain to control today's peace. Forgiveness is one of the greatest acts of freedom. Sometimes it means forgiving another person. Sometimes the person we need to forgive is ourselves. We all make mistakes. We all have moments we wish we could rewrite. But growth begins when we stop defining ourselves by our past and start learning from it. The fifth practice, spend time in nature. Nature is one of humanity's greatest teachers. The trees never rush to grow. The seasons never compete with one another. The rivers do not force themselves to flow. Everything unfolds in its own time. When we spend time outdoors, we begin to remember that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. Nature teaches patience. It teaches resilience. It teaches acceptance. After every winter comes spring. After every storm comes calm. Even the tallest tree began as a tiny seed hidden beneath the earth. Perhaps your own growth is happening in ways you cannot yet see. And that is perfectly okay. Sometimes the most important transformations happen quietly, beneath the surface, long before anyone notices them. In a world that often feels rushed and divided, kindness remains one of the simplest and most powerful ways to create peace. A gentle word. A sincere smile. A moment of patience. A helping hand. These small acts may seem insignificant, but they have the power to change someone's entire day. Compassion also changes us from within. When we act with kindness, we step beyond the narrow concerns of our own worries and connect with the shared human experience. Every person you meet is carrying unseen struggles. Some are dealing with loss. Some are facing uncertainty. Some are quietly fighting battles no one else can see. Recognizing this truth helps us respond with greater understanding and less judgment. The Buddha taught that compassion is not weakness, it is strength. Kindness softens the heart, and a softened heart is a peaceful heart. Perhaps one of the greatest gifts we can offer the world is simply our presence, our patience, and our understanding. And remember, compassion includes yourself. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend. You deserve that kindness too. In a world that often feels rushed and divided, kindness remains one of the simplest and most powerful ways to create peace. A gentle word. A sincere smile. A moment of patience. A helping hand. These small acts may seem insignificant, but they have the power to change someone's entire day. Compassion also changes us from within. When we act with kindness, we step beyond the narrow concerns of our own worries and connect with the shared human experience. Every person you meet is carrying unseen struggles. Some are dealing with loss. Some are facing uncertainty. Some are quietly fighting battles no one else can see. Recognizing this truth helps us respond with greater understanding and less judgment. The Buddha taught that compassion is not weakness, it is strength. Kindness softens the heart, and a softened heart is a peaceful heart. Perhaps one of the greatest gifts we can offer the world is simply our presence, our patience, and our understanding. And remember, compassion includes yourself. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend. You deserve that kindness too.